Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission.
Historically in missions, we've seen a large number of missionaries sent out from the West to different places like Asia, Africa, elsewhere throughout the world. You look back and see some of my missionary heroes. You got Hudson Taylor, you got Amy Carmichael, you got Adoniram Judson. These people really impacted my life when I read their missionary biographies and so on. That was the late 1800s, early 1900s. Now, is this the time for Asians, maybe Filipinos specifically, Asian missionaries, to take the gospel to places where it's not?
Well, like what you said, I agree with you. I'm grateful for missionaries from the West for bringing the gospel here in Asia. Tremendous effort and sacrifices were made just to bring the gospel here by this individual. But I feel the tide is changing. The West now, if you look at the present spiritual state of the West, um, they're more like the mission field now, just like the nation in the 1040 window.
You're being
But
very,
on the other hand,
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was saying you're being very gracious. I feel like we need to hear about an outside perspective of the Western church. Tell me a little bit more. What
well,
do you see? What do you see of the Western church right now? Or
it's
the
dead.
Western state of things?
It's dead.
Hmm.
I think too much of a good life affected it, and veering away from the biblical foundation and that biblical perspective of life caused them to really slip away
Hmm.
from that what the churches in Europe in the US used to be. you know the churches in the US and the Europe, these are powerhouse churches, senders, like massive missionary movement happening there. But somehow the compromises, the the small compromises that was taken by the churches, and I want to be very careful about this. But you know um, too much of a good life and missing out on small details of your life with God cause them to slip away from the truth.
Yeah,
you know
still a very gracious answer, but there's a lot of punch to it and a lot of truth.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.